to approve the minutes for the January 22nd, 2024 regular council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes for January the 22nd, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes for the February 5th, 2024 Committee of the Whole meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes for February the 5th, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the February 12th, 2024 regular council meeting?
Motion to, oh, I'm sorry.
Motion to amend the agenda to add the Facility Parks and Marina Committee meeting minutes
Is there safety committee?
and safety as well.
Second.
Do that.
Vote on the motion to accept the agenda as amended. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Committee reports, finance.
That's all we've done. And a chair. We don't think we have a chair. We never decided.
The last, it wasn't because of his surgery, so we haven't made.
I was going to nominate him for chair.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Want me to read them? Go ahead, Zach.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Meeting was called to order at 5. In attendance was Allison Murray, Rachel Tinney, Zachary Owen, and Chris Kirk. First item was revenue and expense discussion. Mr. Kirk presented general fund expense and revenue history to the committee. Committee reviewed financial information from 21 to 23, which included sources of revenue, budgets, and departmental expenses. Mr. Kirk also led a discussion on fund accounting and fielded questions from the committee. Second was TIF extension. Committee reviewed background information on tax increment financing and the city's use of TIF districts. Mr. Kirk provided context on the revenue being generated from the districts and how the funds have been used in the past. Mr. Kirk explained that the city is eligible to extend one of the TIF districts for an additional 30 years, and that legislation will be presented to council in the coming weeks. Mr. Owen asked if there is a situation where TIF districts should not be utilized. Mr. Kirk explained that TIFs are only advantageous if the city expects parcel values to rise due to development. Third was audit and financial statements. Mr. Kirk gave the committee an update on the upcoming financial statement and audit schedules. The city's financial audit is scheduled for late April, and financial statements are due to the state by the end of May. Mr. Kirk also provided background on the purpose and scope of both the statements and audit. Finally was transfer of funds. Mr. Kirk explained the purpose of fund transfers and gave a brief summary of upcoming transfers on council's agenda.
Any comments or questions? Parks and Recreation.
We have Facilities, Parks and Marina. I don't think we have rec tonight. We'll have rec next time though, actually. So this is a Facilities, Parks and Marina Committee meeting that was held on January 16th, 2024. In attendance were committee members Rachel Tinney and Bob Toth, as well as City Administrator Allison Murray. Absent was committee member Brenna Reynolds. The first item discussed was the 2024 Rossford Marina season. Administrator Murray informed the committee that less than 15% of the dock renters for the 2023 Marina season had been actual Rossford residents, which is typically the case, and that the city had a waiting list of more than 40 people wishing to rent a dock last year. She also explained that for the last several years, the Rossford Marina required money to be transferred from the general fund to the Marina Fund at the end of the year to cover all expenses. This means the Rossford Marina does not bring in enough money from marina fees to cover all the expenses associated with the operation of the Rossford Marina. She also explained that all Rossford residents that do rent docks at the marina had an automatic 15% discount off rates, and Rossford residents 65 and older get 20% off rates. Murray went on to explain that in order to ensure that the residents of Rossford who do not have boats at the marina are not subsidizing the non-residents at the marina, a rate increase was in line. She recommended a 10% increase in marina rates, citing the need for a transfer last year from the general fund to the marina fund to cover expenses. She also highlighted that there have been several new, exciting additions to the marina for the 2024 season, including a new pump-out station and the new concession stand facility that includes restrooms and showers. The new additions, along with the demand still being high for docks supported by a waitlist of more than 40-plus new people, and the need to transfer money from the general fund at the end of the year, all support a raise in rates. Mr. Toth made a motion to increase marina rates 10% for the 2024 season. Mrs. Kinney seconded. An ordinance to approve marina rates for the 2024 season will be on the agenda for the January 22nd, 2024 City Council meeting. The next topic was discussed was the Veterans Park and Marina concession stand facility. It was discussed that the marina guards will check the restroom and shower facilities as part of their checks throughout the daily shifts, and while the restrooms and showers will be locked each night at dusk, the marina guards will have keys and will allow boaters to access these facilities after dusk. Veterans Park will also get new equipment for spring 2024. The zip track that was supposed to be installed by the end of 23 should finally be arriving in the next few weeks. It had been backed up due to labor shortages in the company that builds them. Also, a new inclusive playset will go in to replace the playset that was removed due to damage on the slide. A new playset should be here mid-year. All new play equipment, as well as swings and picnic tables that are to be purchased for the park moving forward, will be inclusive ADA compliant pieces. The final topic was the old inoperable fountain in front of the City Hall. Administrator Murray updated the committee on the plan for the area now that the old fountain has been removed. A water feature will be built in that area in front of City Hall. It will have several jets that shoot water in an arched manner. The collaborative is working on the design, and once renderings are available, they will be provided for committee review. The meeting adjourned at 5:10 p.m.
Mayor, before she goes on with the next one, Allison?
Yes.
They're saying the audio's breaking up.
Okay, Vince was just in here and adjusted it.
Okay.
Okay. These are the meeting minutes for the Facilities Park and Marina Committee on January 29th of 2024. In attendance were committee members Councilperson Tinney, Councilperson Reynolds, and Councilperson Toth, as well as Public Works Director Tyler Kolb, Police Chief Todd Kitzler, and City Administrator Allison Murray. The first item discussed was chairman for the committee. Mr. Toth made a motion that Ms. Reynolds chair the committee, and Mrs. Tinney seconded that motion. Ms. Reynolds accepted the chairperson role for the Facilities, Parks, and Marina Committee. The floor was open to any resident or marina dock renter to come forward with any questions or concerns they had for the 2024 marina season. There were no residents or boat owners in attendance, even though the meeting had been mentioned at the previous council meeting, as well as being posted on the digital sign, city calendar, and website. Public Works Director Kolb gave an update on the docks that have been completely rebuilt in the last few years, and that the slips on the west side of Sea Dock were extended by 5 feet 2 years ago in order to accommodate longer boats in those slips. Ms. Reynolds mentioned that a citizen had approached her asking if there was anything the city could do about the number of seagulls that swarm the marina and dirty the boats. Chief Kitzler said that there is little any community can do to keep the birds away, and that in the past a boater installed a mechanical device that would squawk randomly to scare away the birds, but due to the complaints from other boaters about the squawking sound, they were required to remove the device. Chief Kitzler asked the committee members to look over the marina rules, as some may no longer apply or make sense. Examples include fishing times and the time that boats were prohibited from entering the marina each night. City Administrator Murray spoke briefly on the fact that expenses had exceeded revenues at the marina over the last 5 years, and that in order to ensure Rossford residents were not subsidizing the marina operation, the rate increase was justified. She also said that 2 dock renters from last year would not be invited back due to leaving their boat in the water 3 weeks after the marina closing date, and after all the docks were removed and the other for damaging the dock slip. She also stated that they would like to get the letters out to the boaters as soon as possible and that the rates needed to be included in the letter packet. So as soon as council passed the rate ordinance, she would ensure the packets were sent out the next day. The meeting adjourned at 5:29 PM.
Any comments or questions? Caroline?
Is the marina restroom facility done and open?
It will be open as soon as we open the marina this year, and they ordered the equipment that goes inside the concession, but the rest of it is ready.
Okay. Safety.
Thank you. Minutes of the meeting from January 16th, 2024. Those in attendance at the Public Health and Safety Committee meeting held on January 16th, 2024 at 5:30 PM were Committee Chairperson Bob Toth, Committee Member Larry Oberdorf, Committee Member Chris Heben, Police Chief Todd Kitzler, Fire Chief Josh Druard, Assistant Fire Chief Andrew Vassick, Mayor Neil A. McKinnon III, and City Administrator Allison Murray. The meeting began with Police Chief Todd Kitzler giving an update on the flock cameras and how beneficial they have been in apprehending suspects that travel into Rossford city limits. He said 10 cameras have been installed, and the flock is working to get the remaining 8 up and online. Next, Police Chief Kitzler discussed the new interdiction task force that the city will be creating with Perrysburg Township Police. This new joint task force will allow for better coverage of the I-75 corridor to apprehend suspects involved in drug trafficking, stolen vehicles, organized crime, and retail theft. City Council will see an ordinance authorizing an MOU with Perrysburg Township for this purpose on the agenda of January 22nd, 2024 City Council meeting. Fire Chief Josh Druard updated the group on the fire department's purchase of an EMS ATV vehicle in prep for the solar eclipse event in April. The new EMS ATV will be capable of loading a patient on the back and be able to maneuver inclines, ditches, and travel off-road should the need arise. Chief Druard expects the EMS ATV to arrive in March, so they will have it ready for the eclipse. Should roads and highways be stopped and backed up, they will be able to move a patient with this new off-road vehicle. Questions were then entertained from members of the public. Louis Bauer, a resident of the city of Perrysburg, asked how staffing was in the police department. He asked if they were set on facilities. Chief Kitzler replied they were 100% staffed and RPD with no issues. Chris Segura, 624 Bruns Drive, asked how much the police flock cameras cost and if any of them faced the railroad tracks. He stated if they did, the RFD could use them to know when a train was blocking the railroad tracks. The chief answered the cameras were motion activated, so they would not work in that capacity. Chris Segura, 624 Bruns Drive, talked about an inside view from fire and asked why council members do not talk to the firefighters. He then turned to Chief Druard and asked why the chief did not have more to report and that he feels he has a lack of support and thinks we should look into other ways to operate the fire department other than the 3 options that are being considered by council. Mike Lord, 615 Glenwood, stated he was an RFD employee and he had friends who wanted to come to work at Rossford but won't because of all the fire options. Louis Bauer, a resident of City of Perrysburg, asked if option 3 was the only option being reviewed by City Council at this time. He also wanted to know why safety committee meeting minutes aren't on website. Andrew Vassick, assistant fire chief, asked if Councilman Heben could tell what color the apparatus bay walls were. Chris Segura, 624 Bruns, requested a COTW and asked if city council runs that or the administration has anything to do with it. He said the council meeting ended abruptly the last time and he had staff in the hallway wanting to speak. Meeting adjourned at 6:40 PM.
Okay, any comments or questions about safety? Report of the mayor and administrator. Allison, do you have anything this evening?
I do. Tonight, I have a request from the Race for Recovery for their annual race here in Rossford. They wish to once again do a 5K only on Saturday, October 26, 2024. They usually begin set up around 6 a.m. The roads close a few minutes before 8, and last year it was only about an hour or so that the roads were actually closed. So they are requesting this closure of the roads and special permit, and here is a copy of the map of what they are requesting. It's the same route as last year. And I don't think we had any problems last year, did we? This is a really nice event, and they do a good job. They're very responsible.
I agree. Plus, it brings visitors into town, and it's a great cause. So could somebody make a motion?
Move to approve the request from Race for Recovery to hold their race October 26, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the request from Race for Recovery, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Then Public Works, I wanted to let everybody know that Public Works will be out removing dead, damaged, rotten trees from the city right-of-way and boulevard. So if anybody sees the Public Works out in their right-of-way, taking their tree down, they will also be removing invasive species trees such as the Bradford pear. If you have any questions about the trees in your right-of-way, please call us at the City Hall, 419-666-0210. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And finally, the city will be holding a shred day this year to celebrate Earth Day. Citizens may bring documents that they wish to have shredded to the parking lot here behind City Hall, and you can bring them on April 19th, it's a Friday, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., and all you have to do is pull up here, and our Public Works guys will lift them out of your car and put them right into the shredding truck. So you can bring your box documents from anybody that is a resident here in the city of Rossford, and Vital Records Control will be here with their shredding truck to shred those documents. So that's the way the city is going to celebrate Earth Day this year. Again, if you have any questions, please call us at City Hall. Thank you.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
With the removal of those trees, is there any plans to replant anything that's removed?
Yes, the Tree Commission meets every month on the first Wednesday at 6 p.m., and they review that. All the times they have to take out dead trees, then they usually contact the property owner and ask them if they are interested in a tree replacement.
Mr. Watchell, any correspondence?
One piece of correspondence, Mayor. It is a request, if council has any objection to the request for transfer of the liquor permit from Billy V's to Irish Tail LLC, doing business as Red's Irish Goodbye. If there's no objection, I'll send this in.
Okay. Introduction of ordinances. Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-03 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-03 is an ordinance setting dock fees and other associated fees at the Rossford Marina. This is the second reading.
I'll move to suspend the third reading.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2024-03.
Second.
Does he not want this as an
Oh.
emergency?
Sorry, motion to declare, I apologize, motion to declare ordinance 2024-03 as an emergency measure.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-03. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf. Eckel.
Aye.
Taylor.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-10 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? 2024-10 is an ordinance for transfer of funds for the year beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31, 2024. This is a first reading.
Chris?
So this ordinance would transfer $30,000 to the landfill closure fund. It was our intention to wind down this fund at the end of our 30-year closure period, which was last year, but we were notified that there's some other compliance costs over the next 5 or so years, so this transfer would fund our 2024 compliance costs.
Okay.
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading, please.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare 2024-10 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2024-10.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf. Eckel.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-11 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-11 is an ordinance amending supplemental number 2, the annual appropriation measure for the year beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31, 2024, passed by ordinance 2023-73. This is a first reading.
So this ordinance would add funds to the budget for several different items. The first one is, at the end of 2023, the police department received $200 in grant proceeds. After speaking with Chief Kitzler, he wanted these added to his budget. The next item is the $30,000 transfer to the landfill that we just discussed on the previous ordinance. This would also add $25,000 to repair the traffic light electrical box at the corner of Eagle Point and Dixie. There was an accident there at the end of January, so we need funds to repair that. The next item is funding for our 2024 road salt purchase. We just needed a few extra $1,000 for that. And then the last item is $15,000 for court costs and other fees payable from the police asset forfeiture fund.
Are we getting reimbursed for the accident for the traffic control box, or is that something we're eating?
I believe we're submitting it to insurance.
We submitted it to our insurance, and then they will work with the driver's insurance to try to
Okay.
get that back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can we get a motion?
Move suspension of the second and third readings.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Who seconded that?
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-11. Eckel.
Aye.
Oberdorf. Toth.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Allison, I just got a text. They were asking if we could turn the volume up.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-12 by title only?
So moved.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-12 is an ordinance amending the estimated resources of the city of Rossford for the year beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31, 2024. This is a first reading.
So our current revenue budget was established last summer. Now that we've closed the 2023 fiscal year, we have a better idea of what our revenues will look like this year. So this ordinance would simply allow us to update our accounting system with more accurate revenue estimates.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2024-12.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Eckel.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-13 by title
So
only?
moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-13 is an ordinance authorizing the administration to dispose of certain surplus property not needed for any municipal purpose and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
The chief has a 2004 Chevy Malibu that they got as part of a seizure. for forfeiture, and they would like to be able to dispose of that at surplus.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it?
Nobody? All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to adopt ordinance 2024-13.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt. Heben?
Aye.
Owen?
Aye.
Tinney?
Aye.
Eckel?
Aye.
Oberdorf? Aye. Toth?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Introduction of resolutions. Is there a motion to read Resolution 2024-06 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-06 is a resolution to approve the mayor's appointment of David Ember to the Charter Review Committee and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Go ahead.
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading, seeing that Mr. Miller no longer lives in the city of Rossford.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare Resolution 2024-06 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt Resolution 2024-06. Heben?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
Eckel?
Aye.
Tinney?
Aye.
Owen?
Aye.
Council remarks. Mr. Toth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Allison, can we schedule, are we on a set schedule for a safety committee? Or
You guys
can we-
decide that.
Did we figure out, we wanted the third?
What did we do? Did we do Mondays or Wednesdays?
Whichever one you guys, I mean, whichever works best for you, Larry, Monday or Wednesday.
Either day.
If we could just do it closer to 5 PM, that's what,
That's fine.
Five is good with me.
Five's good. We'll do it Monday then.
Okay,
We'll do
perfect.
the Monday opposite in between.
perfect.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody that, again, that came out to the committee of the whole and all the questions that were asked. That's all I have.
Nothing.
Mrs. Ocko.
I want to thank everyone who came out to the committee of the whole and spoke, and everyone who's contacted us in the meantime with questions or concerns. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mrs. Tinney.
I'd like to also thank everybody who came out to the Committee of the Whole meeting. I thought it was really productive, and I hope we can move along with this issue at hand.
Mr. Owen.
Nothing.
Mr. Heaven.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Reynolds.
Thanks to everyone who came out to the committee of the whole. I think that we learned a lot, and it was a really important part of this process. So thanks to everyone who came out, and that's all I have.
Okay, audience remarks.
Jeff F. 177 Hannum Avenue. Earlier today, about noon or so, there was a van that drove up onto the medium down at Bergen and Dixie Glenwood. My question is, did that van drive up on there because of the fact that the contractors are blocking the view from incoming traffic in front of the bank? They're also parking across the crosswalk. There seems to be a lack of enforcement in this town in regards to that contractor, just because of who he is. So, can anyone tell me, was that related to that?
I know that the van did go off the road and it got stuck, it had to get pulled out. I don't know what caused it, but I can find out.
All right, we greatly appreciate it. The other thing is, recently, Danny's Cafe posted on Facebook, they were changing the fire pits on the sidewalk. Do those have to be approved by council, by planning? You had to approve the first bunch, now they're changing them.
I don't know how substantial the change is.
That, yeah, we don't know. I don't follow Facebook.
Well, I'm just saying, so, I mean, it has to be. It might be something to check into before he installs the fire tables instead of the fire pits that you showed in the presentation, correct?
Yes, if that's the case. I
Okay.
don't know. I haven't heard from Brad Morrison.
All right, I can probably show you a picture, but you probably won't go by that. But anyways, yeah, that would be something to check out. All right, thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Chris Segura, 624 Bruns Drive. Are you, Neil or Allison, able to explain why back in November we walked away from the negotiations with Northwood for the co-op?
We didn't walk away. I've seen you state that on multiple occasions. I'm pretty sure you weren't in any of those meetings. We're still talking to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's absolutely false.
The
We
negotiations
didn't walk away.
stopped? Okay. Mr. Oberdorf, were you able to tell us why you weren't able to attend the meeting?
Sure, I had COVID.
Okay. Did you get a chance to review our proposal?
I did.
Did you get a chance to review the audio from the meeting?
I did not.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
The updated numbers, I don't know if those were given to you on our proposal.
I got a copy of them, I haven't printed them yet,
Okay.
so I'll print them for
We have
council.
updated numbers on our proposal. Our figures were miscalculated, and we've corrected those, and those will get dispersed to you guys. The total has changed from option one going to from 2.5 mils to 1.68 mils, and then option two going from 2.8 mils to 2.02 mils. Again, those numbers are corrected on this table to show why that miscalculation happened.
Mills or millions?
Million. The total cost is 1.68 million.
It went down.
Correct.
What were the changes?
We didn't factor in the amount that was already in the budget for some of the numbers. The on-call,
That wouldn't change the cost.
what's that?
It wouldn't change the cost of the department.
Right, the number was miscalculated.
Can I get a copy of that?
Sure.
I'll print you one, I have a digital file right here.
You disperse
Amount-
that to all of us?
Yeah,
And then the on-call was somehow calculated at $20 per hour when it's $10 per hour.
Did you have the rest of the operational costs included in that as well?
You already calculated the overtime cost, correct?
Correct, but this is
Not
for
operational.
supplies and contracts and all that.
No, this was just for
No capital either?
this was just our proposal for the staffing costs.
Okay, so it's not the whole picture then?
The numbers for the operational budget are not included. Was overtime calculated in your figures?
Yes.
The option 1, 2, and 3?
Option 1, 2, and 3.
That was
So just the option 1.
for all three. The overtime that could be paid for the other two departments?
For
The
our-
co-op for
R1,
Northwood?
2, and 3, right? R1, 2, and
Yes.
3, not the new ones.
Yeah, just
Yeah, they
option
were.
1. Yeah, those are the numbers, the only numbers that we calculated was option 1.
Okay. Did anyone else have any other questions after reviewing this after the meeting for us?
Yeah, once I see the numbers and stuff.
Okay.
I can't, without seeing anything, I can't.
Like I said, they're highlighted on here what was changed and why those numbers are different. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, anyone else?
Motion to adjourn.
No, you want an executive session, don't you?
motion to go into
Oh, I'm sorry, I
executive
missed
session.
Yeah, we're going to do an executive.
Motion.
It would be, for the record, a motion to go into executive session pursuant to revised code 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, compensation, dismissal of a public employee, and also pursuant to Rossford Code 121.22G4, dealing with collective bargaining agreement.
Carolyn, you moved?
Yes, I made
I
the
think
motion.
Zach seconded. You did.
cheat.
Vote on the motion to go in an executive session for the purposes stated by Attorney Heben. Eckel,
Aye.
Tenney,
Aye.
Owen,
Aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Obendorf.
Aye.
Mayor, I don't believe there's going to be any action afterwards.
Yeah. No action will be taken.